Thank you.
Hello, I'm Councillor Toby Benton and I have no declarations.
Thank you. We're also joined by Dave Williams from the Council's licensing team, our legal advisor Horatio Chance, our committee officer Tommy Hamner, Yusuf Olowa and Toyin Shobowale. The quorum of this committee is 2, as there's always a possibility I may lose connection temporarily during the broadcast. I'm nominating Councillor Benton to be appointed as the substitute chair. Members, please confirm whether this nomination is seconded. Councillor Knight?
Yes, seconded for me.
Thank you very much. I confirm that Councillor Benton has been appointed substitute chair. Thank you, colleagues. Now, a few ground rules. Before we get started, just bear in mind, keep your microphones on mute until you're invited to speak. Please make sure mobile phones are on silent. Please do not use Microsoft Teams chat function as it's not monitored. Everyone should have received the procedure for this meeting regarding the use of cameras and how to come back in if you lose connection. Thank you. Parties in attendance. Tommy Hamner, can you please run through the list of persons wishing to speak today?
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, today we have the applicant or the premises user, Mr. Ahmad Wadi, and from the responsible authorities we have PC Janelle Caldenes and from the Metropolitan Police Service, and James Rankin, who is counsel for the Metropolitan Police Service.
Thank you. All right. The procedure of the meeting has been circulated with the papers. However, in summary, I confirm. Firstly, the licensing officer, Dave Williams, will give a brief outline of the 10. Then I will ask the premises user, Mr. Ahmad Wadi, to present his submission. We'll have a maximum of 10 minutes to do so. Then questions may be asked of the premises user by the committee, the police, environmental health, and our legal advisor. Then I will ask the police's legal advisor to present his objection, or is it going to be the legal advisor? Yeah, okay. Is it James Rankin still? Yes. Okay, because it doesn't have it on my paperwork, but you're the one, right?
Still me.
Perfect. Good, still you. To present your objection. You have a maximum of 10 minutes to do so. And who are you joined by? You're joined by Janelle, who can also assist with the committee with questions. Then questions may be asked of the police by the committee, the premises user, and our legal advisor. Finally, I will turn to the governance team to see if any issues have been raised and that we need to consider. There will be no summing up, and the committee will adjourn for 10 minutes to make our decision. We will reconvene to verbally announce the decision today, and it will be confirmed in writing within 5 working days. The full reasoned decision will be issued as soon as possible thereafter. I would like to remind everyone that the committee has read the papers which comprise of the main pack, so there is no need to repeat your content, but please do draw attention to certain points and pages. All right, let's get started. Dave Williams, please can you outline the 10 for us?
Hello again, Chair. Thank you. We have before us today a temporary event notice which has received an objection from PC Janelle Caldenes on behalf of the Metropolitan Police on the grounds of prevention of crime and disorder and public safety. Mr. Ahmad Wadi has submitted a temporary event notice for Sunday the 24th and Saturday Monday the 25th of August 2025 to use the basement and ground floor of 2 Pembridge Road to provide the sale by retail of alcohol off the premises during Notting Hill Carnival. A copy of the 10 and event management plan, including event risk assessment, can be found at Appendix A of today's bundle. Summaries of the objection can be found on page 6 and 7 of today's bundle, and a copy of that objection is attached at Appendix B. Relevant extracts from the Council Statement of Licensing Policy are attached as Appendix C. The premises are located in Pembridge Ward on Pembridge Road, near the junction with Notting Hill Gate. A map of the area is attached as Appendix D, and a list of licensed premises within the vicinity is attached to Appendix E. A map of the 2024 Carnival footprint indicating the parade route, location of sound systems, bars, street trading sites, safe areas and other matters is attached as Appendix F. For clarity, Chair, this map is for illustrative purposes only, as the map for 2025 is not yet finalised. A list of temporary event notices received so far for this year's carnival is attached as Appendix G. The list excludes notices which have been withdrawn or issued with a counter notice. Some of these notices may still be under consultation. I'm not aware of any additional documents that have been served, and in determining this matter, the committee must have regard to the objection notices from the police. From the objection notice from the police, and take such the following steps as it considers necessary for the promotion of the licence and objectives. The steps are: issue a counter notice if it considers it necessary for the promotion of any of the licence and objectives to do so, or take no action and allow the notice to have effect. That concludes my summary. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Now for the premises users case, Mr. Ahmed Wadi, please can you present your submission and advise if there's been any additional documentation sent to the council. You have up to 10 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, hi everybody. Thank you for allowing me the hearing. So the 10 notices to sell alcohol during the time of the carnival. Our clear intention is to just sell beer, which is going to be, namely, we generally sell two kinds of beer if we are granted permission, which will be Red Stripe and Stella, which are both low alcohol content. And the whole objective behind this is we understand that carnival is something where a lot of people arrive, want to have a lot of fun, but at the same time want to keep it secure. So as our social responsibility, we thought that if we get this license granted, then our intention is only to sell beer. We don't want to sell any other alcohol because of the high level of alcohol content in hard liquor like whiskeys or vodkas or rums or gins. So that is out of the question. Secondly, in terms of who we are a retail store at the junction of Notting Hill Gate. We've been in operation for over 12 years, and we sell computer accessories and phone accessories. And during the time of carnival, we always sell water and soft drinks. And we've always done that over the last 12 years. We've always stayed open during the carnival. We've mostly sold like Coca-Colas or Pepsis or Fantas, Mirindas, Red Bulls and bottles of water. So as far as working through the carnival, yes, we have the experience to work through the carnival. At the same time, we've never had any complaints, and we've always coordinated with the local police, which has always been around at the time. There's never been any trouble, and we've have trained staff which do crowd management. In regards to this 10s, what I've mentioned is we are also planning to put in 3 SIA officers, security officers, one at the door, one just outside the premises, and one inside the premises. So who are going to help us crowd manage, because we understand that because we are going to sell beer, if we get the permission granted, there would be a more influx of people rather than usual. So with that in mind, I think that the SIA officers, along with 3 other staff that we will be having on the premises at the time, will come in handy. The floor plan also changes during the carnival for the store. We completely take whatever is not necessary in the store, we put it in the basement, and the store is redesigned to ease the flow of people coming in and out of the store, and only the important stuff that we will sell, which is going to be soft drinks, vapes, computer accessories like power banks and chargers and cables, that is only there on the shop floor for sale. We only use the shop floor. Basement is just a store, so there is no access to basement for public. However, we use basement for storage. The toilets are also there in the basement, but we do not use toilets as public toilets during the carnival, just for safety in mind, because then someone going down, coming back up, it's not that convenient to manage. So we don't allow public toilets during the carnival in the basement. Yeah, from my side, I mean, I am doing my best to make sure that we stay within the guidelines of what the police have said, and the local carnival governing committee is asking us, like timings to sell stuff between 12 and 7. So yeah, we comply with that. for me, the main objective is to make sure that we are able to have a successful business during the carnival, at the same time avoid any trouble and deliver a safe and secure carnival for everybody, for us and for the people who come, and assist the police in whichever way possible. So for that, I have submitted the form, I've submitted the risk assessment, and I've submitted the floor plan. As far as, you know, there is definitely the question of the shop, just the premises just outside becoming a pinch point for crowd management. So for that, we are going to ensure that there is not queuing more than 5 people who will wait up. Serving us to other reason.
I don't
phone charges.
Sorry, I think cutting out a little.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you now, yes.
To summarize what I was saying is we are keeping our product lines very simple. We want to have just a few products on sale. We get delight. Then in terms of, I stick to a couple of beers that we will sell along with soft drinks and water and energy drink. Going to be just will be available for sale on that day to keep life simple for everybody. From my side.
Okay, are you I don't know if you've cut out or if you're finished speaking. Unfortunately, your connection seems to, I don't know if it's just me or if other people are noticing this too.
No. Yeah, there seems to be an issue.
Same situation.
Yeah.
So if you could just
could you tell me what the part you didn't get?
Literally just the very last bit. We got to all the accessories and a few beers and soft drinks.
To summarize what I want to say in terms of the products that we intend to sell are going to be our regular products, which are phone chargers, accessories, power banks, water, soft drinks, and cold drinks and vapes. And if we get the 10, then the only addition that will happen will be the beer. We will not be selling any whiskey, rum, gin, or any hard liquor which has got any high alcohol content, just so that, you know, it is safer for our staff and us to dispense the beer, and it is safer for generally the customers at large that we are just selling them light beer. That is our intention. The objective is to make sure there is no trouble. At the same time, we have a safe business opportunity that gets awarded, and everything is within the guidelines of what the police and the governing authority are setting out for the carnival. So that is our aim and objective for this carnival for us.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wadi. And then I've got some questions for the committee. Councillor Lucy Knight first.
I think my main question was just going to say, look, your shop is right next to Notting Hill Gate Station, where everyone arrives and is the sort of arrival to the carnival footprint. Just to understand how you can guarantee that queues and customers aren't obstructing the exit and creating a sort of bottleneck in that high risk location. It would be good to hear about that, and just if you've had any issues in the past that could relate to that question would be a great place to start. Thank you.
So to answer the second part of your question, if we've got any issues with that in the past, the answer to that is no. We've never had any issues in terms of people standing outside or queuing or just waiting there. You do get people coming near the store and who want to wait there for their friends to arrive. and generally we stand outside the store and ask them to move along. And sometimes the police would also come and ask them to move along, and that is about it. That's how it has happened for the last 12 years, and we have managed that. With this year, we also intend to put an additional security personnel outside and at the door of the shop. And within our application, we have mentioned that we would make sure that if there's a queue to go into the store, that will not extend more than 5 people outside. So if it gets to more than 5, we are going to just ask people to move along. And that's how we are going to manage it. Because at no point we want more than 5 people queuing outside. And secondly, I feel that because we are going to be selling only beer as an addition to what we usually used to do, we are not going to get a lot of people queuing up to ask for alcohol, because straight away our advertisement is going to show that we are not selling any other alcohol apart from beer.
Mm-hmm. And is that how you have structured it in previous years, with sort of 5 people limited outside? Okay.
Yes. That's how we have structured it. The only difference this year being is we are adding the security personnel. We've never had to add any security personnel in the past, and we have managed it fine with that. But this year we are adding security personnel because that, I think, is needed once any level of alcohol is involved in sale. That's what I think.
Okay, that's my question. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. And then Councillor Toby Benton, any questions?
Thank you, Chair. Sort of follows on from the last question. If you don't mind, so just to point out, I think the issue with the alcohol isn't so much the strength of the of what you're selling. It's people queuing for it, and that's, I think, the main concern that police and environmental health have, at least the major one. And when it comes to stopping queues, and also, with reference to previous years, how do you do that? Because I mean, my feeling is that, well, it's public, it's part of Carnival, where the street is ours,
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, I mean, I struggle to see how behavior would respond to that, like if it was more than a few people and someone says move along. Well, I feel like you're leaving yourself open to quite a few people saying, well, no, you can't make me, and congregating anyway. So how do you manage that?
I think that's a very valid question that has happened over the years, because you're absolutely right. A lot of people
Sorry, you've actually you cut out just a bit. Could you rewind about a minute,
so
about 30 seconds?
Yeah, so it's a very valid question that you've asked me, and I think it's down to how we manage them. So over the years, we have realized that we have to be friendly, we have to be sociable, we have to be polite, and most often than not, that does the trick. If we are asking people politely to move along, they do move along. Most of them generally agree. There will be a few who said no, I can't move along, I'm not moving, I can stand here. In which case, we just have to tell them, yes, okay, fine, that's fine, you can wait here, but don't wait here for long, and just move along, because it's a path where it's a transit path. So either if you don't move, then I'm sure the police will look at it and they will come and bother you. So it's best that you just keep moving along. And I would tell from experience, because I'm the one who generally stays at the door most of the times for the last 12 years. I can tell you from my own experience that if I'm polite and sociable about what I'm saying to them, everybody just respectfully agrees, because I'm being respectful to all of them. So I respectfully ask them, guys, don't queue up here in front of the shop. It's a door. People need to come in and go out. So if you don't mind, move along or stand on the side or go further down. And 99% of the people say okay to that.
I'm absolutely sure you are respectful, and most people do. I mean, the issue is going to be that I think the case that the police and environmental have is it's that 1% that could cause a catastrophe. So that's sort of the probably the case to answer. It's not for me to say that. That really is my main question. I think everything's been covered.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Ahmad, you say you're going to have some SIA personnel there, and you're going to have staff serving. Have they all been trained in Challenge 21, Challenge 25? I know in your report you say that they are versed in over 18 because of vapes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they know how to handle, that. Yeah.
Yes. So we
They're
have
all
been
trained.
vapes for the last 6 to 7 years, and we are actively engaged in Challenge 21 and 25. The staff is aware of it. We do ask for IDs, and we ask for physical IDs. I mean, sometimes people present IDs on telephones and a picture, and I'm like, no, we need a physical ID, and if there's no physical ID, there's no sale. So with that in mind, the staff is well trained and well aware of the whole situation with Challenge 21 and Challenge 25.
Thank you. And have you, in your previous 12 years, ever actually sold alcohol on the premises before?
No.
Right, this is the first. Okay. And how will you tackle? Will it be up to the SIA, or how will you tackle? Maybe if there's someone that's super abbreviated and really wants to come in and try and get a beer from you, and maybe they're queuing and they won't leave. What's your plan of action for that?
So again, it is going to be in coordination with the SIA, and it will be myself and the other staff along with us. We will have to manage it. I mean, obviously, we cannot bring it to a situation where it becomes a confrontation. So if the person is forceful and wants to come in, and it's going to get to a situation where we can judge by looking at the situation that it could get violent or could escalate, we will have to allow that person to come in, and we will have to also at the same time inform the local police around in the area, because the police is always on patrol there, that this is the situation, and ask for assistance. That is how I look at it, as tackling it in the worst case scenario. But generally, I think most people understand if a person like that is creating a nuisance, then yeah, of course, we have to deal with the situation. We will have to close the place down till we address the situation, so that the security of other customers around the area is not affected. That's
Okay.
how I would look at addressing it.
Thank you, Ahmad. And then just one more thing, just sort of more of a clarification with your dispersal and the queuing. So do you say 5 people? How are you going to ensure that there are no more than 5 people in that queue? Even if you tell people to move on, very often, as we've Toby said already, they may not. So how will you ensure that there's only 5 in that queue? And also exiting, what's the protocol for that? And then I think my questions will be done.
So we plan to get, there is going to be 3 staff, at least 3 people as staff within the store, and 1 security person inside the store. So there's 4. So we intend to serve only 5 customers at a time. So 5 people in the store, and it's going to be at any given time 5 people in the store to be served. So if 5 people are in there and 5 people are out, that is how we are going to manage. 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out. That is how we are looking to managing it. We will put clear signs of not queuing more than 5 on the windows. So that is there for something for people to see when they are queuing, which also will assist the SIA and myself to ask the clients, guys, you cannot queue more than 5 people. So if there are 5 already, they will have to just move on to the next store, which is selling alcohol or beverage, whichever they need, which is, I think, a few doors down. And or if they can just walk around and come back, that's what it is going to be. I can also tell you one thing, that the question of queue management, crowd management just outside the store over the past 12 years during the carnival is a continuous process, which means that someone has to be always there, non-stop, asking this question and managing the queue outside. That's my experience. I've always been the guy who's standing outside the store for the last 12 years for at least 7-8 hours, managing the crowd outside. And that's the way to do it, because if you're continuously doing it, then the people who are coming around are seeing that there's a continuous crowd management being done, which reduces the situation of the previous question, which was asked, what if the guy doesn't want to move? What if the guy just stands there? What if the person is obstinate about not going anywhere? But because you are continuously doing it, it becomes a habit and a routine for everybody who's walking past, that they know there's a crowd management going on and they just carry on and don't create a situation. That's how I have managed it over the last 12 years. I found that's the best way to do it, that do it continuously and do it politely, and people just carry on with their things that they need to do.
Okay, thank you. That's all from me. Any questions from our legal advisor?
Thank you, Madam Chair. No questions.
Thank you. Any questions from the police?
No questions.
Thank you. Any questions from environmental health? Environmental health?
They're not at this meeting, Chair.
It's
Oh,
not represented.
okay. Oh, my script is outdated. Okay, fine. Thank you. I was going to wait for some response. Thank you, David. Okay. So, all right. So now for the police objection. So, Mr. Rankin, can you please present your submission? You have up to 10 minutes to do so. Thank you.
Will you forgive me if there's a certain amount of repetition in the words I'm about to use? Mr. Wadi has not heard them, but you have. The background to these police objections to temporary events notices are not because the police wants to stop anybody having fun. Our overarching consideration is ensuring a good and a safe carnival for as many people that attend as possible. And over the previous years, we have seen an increase in the numbers that attend. Councillor Lucy Knight drilled down immediately to our concern, and it relates to the particular locality. So if you please could just pull up page 35, first of all. So Pembridge Road then is the egress from Notting Hill Station, and the entry to the carnival is along Pembridge Road. And in the real world, tens of thousands of people pour out of Notting Hill Tube Station at carnival time. These are tens of thousands of people, all intent on having fun. They haven't been allowed to have alcohol on the tube, or at least they shouldn't have. And their first point of call would be Mr. Wadi's shop. And I imagine that he will have, in addition to the signs that he has intended to post relating to queuing, there will be signs indicating that there is beer on sale. And the concern that the police have is mirrored in Chief Inspector Holland's statement at page 24. I know you've read it, but it's important to remember his position. He's the accredited silver and bronze public order safety commander. He has been in control of this particular location over the last 2 years, and he will be in control of it in the forthcoming carnival. His very real concern is that he wants that crowd to keep moving. He does not want that crowd to stop, because if that crowd stops and you get a build-up behind the crowd, then that is, in his view, a recipe for public order and all sorts of other offences that customarily take place at carnival. Now, putting up signs putting SIA outside the premises, having Mr. Wadi outside the premises, they're aspirational. But quite frankly, these crowds are overwhelming. And the suggestion that he's going to be restricting queuing to 5 people is fanciful. And I don't mean that unkindly. When pitted against the sheer weight of numbers that pour out of the tube station during Carnival. And it is for that reason that we say that you should be issuing a counter notice. I've explained in other hearings that we don't object to every single application for a temporary events notice. A team of police officers with 150 years of combined experience sit down and apply their minds to each and every application in the same way that you apply your mind to each and every application. Mr. Wadi cannot present as somebody, for example, in the previous application, who has had temporary events notices on a regular basis and has been incident-free. This would be the first experiment for Mr. Wadi, and we would not wish that carnival goers be the subject of that experiment. We want to ensure that they are ushered through Pembridge Road and up into the carnival as swiftly and as safely as possible. What Mr. Wadi proposes impedes that whole process. So there it is, policy again, 25.11. We are the principal sources of intelligence, but you've got the man on the spot saying, please do not allow this to take place. Please issue a counter notice. Then that is a voice that carries authority and weight. And according to section 182, is a voice that should be listened to as your principal source of information on crime and disorder. The 35.11 talks about you considering the importance, significance, and potential consequences. Sir Mark Rowley is on record as saying that his fear is that there is going to be a major event casualty and that there are going to be mass casualties unless something is done. This is what we're doing. We're telling you, please listen to us. Do not grant this temporary events notice. Issue the counter notice and bear our strong representations in mind. So I've got Janelle who can assist with any questions, but I was going to leave my representation there.
Okay, thank you, James. So now questions from the committee. Councillor Lucy Knight.
No questions for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Toby Bennett. Benton, sorry.
Toby Bennett. Thank you. It's just a quick one, really just for clarity, and it actually really is more about the street trading license aspect, which is not what we're here to discuss, but it's about the police's position on we continue to sell, chargers and soft drinks. Would you still have the same concerns if they were not selling alcohol but selling other stuff?
Our concerns would still be there. There's nothing we can do to stop them selling their vapes and their chargers and their soft drinks. But we can stop them selling alcohol, which, of course, for many carnival goers, is the one of the allurements for going to carnival, to get drunk, to get happy, to enjoy yourself. So the principal commodity that is the catalyst for all of that is proposed to be sold by Mr. Wadi. So our concerns are there, irrespective of whether it's a soft drink or an alcoholic drink. But with an alcoholic drink, there's something we can do about it. And we ask you to do something about that.
Out of all the preferred substances of carnival, alcohol is one that we do license. Thank you very much. That answers my question very easily. Councillor Burns, you can.
Oh, yeah, now, okay. Well, thank you very much. Now, any questions from our legal advisor?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Rankin, I hear your concerns concerning the management of queuing, etc. But with SIA, does that not alleviate any of your concerns? That's one part of my question. The second limb of my question is, in relation to the sale of alcohol, would you, or rather would the police agree to limiting the number of beer cans per person, for example?
You can't do that. You can't impose conditions on a temporary events notice. And so far as the SIA are concerned, imagine you've got a nightclub with a capacity of, say, 300, 400 people. Then 3 SIA to deal with that number of people is entirely realistic. Imagine if you had a nightclub which had hundreds of thousands of people at its core. To have 3 SIA to deal with that, it is, quite frankly, going to make little or no impact. It's something, but it is, I'm afraid, in the view of the Commissioner, not enough. And I wouldn't want this hearing to descend into, well, how many is enough? Because, quite frankly, the throng and press of the crowd is so overwhelming that no amount of SIA would be able to dragoon queues into orderly queues of 5 people. That's an aspiration of Mr. Wadi, which will never be a reality because of the sheer numbers there.
Yes, and I know the applicant doesn't have a premises license, and obviously conditions don't bite, but would you be prepared to accept an undertaking from him by way of assurance?
No. Our position is that this should not be allowed and a counter notice should be imposed.
Okay. No further questions, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Now, any questions from the premises user? Ahmad Wadi, if you have any questions.
Yes. So my question here would be, yes, you've highlighted the security aspect of how the police goes about managing and delivering a safe and secure carnival. And in your documents, you have basically covered the macro side of how the carnival is managed. But in reality, where the micro side of thing, where individual shop owners or individual premises owners, the way we handle things, that is the part that I have explained. And I hope that you're able to give weightage to that we have operated over the last 12 years through the carnival, unlike other shops which close. And we have operated within the police parameters. We have operated in a very safe and secure manner. At the same time, made the business profitable for us during that time and also a good event for the customers.
Yes, so the point about micro macro is concerned. Chief Inspector Holland's statement, which I imagine you've read on page 20, deals with the micro. His specific duties involve this particular location in the carnival. His particular duties, which he's performed to the best of his abilities over the last 2 years, have specifically been concentrated on ensuring that this part of the carnival is conducted safely. This man, who is in charge of this particular location, has determined that your application would impact adversely on the prevention of crime and disorder licensing objective. So it's not a macro objection, it's a micro objection.
I am not disputing what he's saying. All I'm saying is it needs to be taken into consideration the entire street, which operates at different businesses, also takes in their responsibility. And we operate on those 2 days with a lot of these things in mind. Everybody at the end of the day has the same objective of delivering a safe and secure carnival and making it fun for everybody who comes there, including yourself, the council, us, shopkeepers, local people.
I'm conscious
Everybody, the objective is the same.
questions at this stage.
So what I'm saying in conclusion is we have been selling soft drinks and bottles of water over the last 12 years anyway during this period. And that has also got a lot of people queuing and coming in and going out, and we have managed that. All we are saying is we are adding beers to it this year.
What I tried to explain was that the lure of alcohol is by itself its own discrete lure. And one of the main reasons, not the only reason, that people come to Carnival, what you would be selling or proposing to sell is something which would have an overwhelming demand for the thousands of people exiting. I understand your reasons economic for wanting to have a license. Our considerations obviously transcend those. So there we have it, Chair.
And there is
Okay,
also a, just before, just give me a minute, madam.
Yes,
there is a
absolutely.
score
Just
like
remember,
yeah, I'll not be more than a minute.
It is only a question, isn't it, madam?
Sorry.
yeah, so that's Ahmed Wadi, that's fine, but just please make sure it's formed in a question, because this is the time where you're asking the police and James Ranking a question.
Understood. So my question is, we are only going to sell beer. Would that affect your thought process in any way?
No, because you made that clear in your application, and it does not change our view.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So just for clarity, there's no environmental health here, right? So I can move on. Right, now, any questions? Wait, sorry. At this stage, I'd like to ask the legal advisor to deal with any further queries they may have.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think all the points have been covered.
Okay, perfect. And do our licensing officers have anything to add?
Nothing from me, Chair.
Okay, and governance officers, anything you'd like to add?
Nothing from governance, Chair.
Okay, thank you. So we have reached the end of this meeting. The committee has now all the information needed and will retire to make a decision in private session. We will reconvene this hearing in 10 minutes to verbally announce our decision. So yes, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time. Hello, is everyone back here? Is
No,
everyone?
Yes, Chair.
Yes.
I'm here, Chair.
Yes, Chair.
Okay, so we shall reconvene now. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, the committee has considered objections from the police to a temporary events notice 10, which has been given to Mr. Ahmoud Wadi, the premises user, for the sale by retail of alcohol off the premises at the above premises, which is the basement and ground floor, 2 Pembridge Road, London, W11 3HL. On Sunday, the 24th of August 2025, from 12 till 1900, and Monday, 25th of August 2025, from 12 till 1900, for a maximum of 12 people at any one time. The committee has considered the committee papers and the submissions made by parties, both orally and in writing. In reaching its decision, the committee has had regard to the relevant legislation, the Secretary of State's guidance, and the authority's statement of licensing policy. In summary, the committee decided, after taking into account all the individual circumstances of the case and the prevention of crime and disorder licensing objectives, to issue a counter notice under Section 105 of the Licensing Act 2000 for the event. This notice means permission for the licensable activities requested in the temporary event notice has not been approved.
Okay.
The committee decided that allowing a temporary event notice would, in this instance, undermine the prevention of crime and disorder licensing objective, and it's determined to issue a counter notice. A copy of the reasoned decision will be provided without undue delay. If the premises user or police would like to appeal against this decision, such appeal may be made to the Magistrates' Court within 21 days of the date of notification for the full decision, but in any event no later than 5 working days before the start of the proposed temporary event. Thank you very much. Just on a side note, Mr. Ahmoud Wadi, if for future reference, if you could liaise with the Notting Hill Carnival Limited, because they're the ones that set it up, because you are a business that is working through Carnival, maybe you could in future be able to do that with the guise and guidance of the police under the Notting Hill Carnival Limited whole procedure, because they take like a year to get this whole carnival going together. So that might be a step forward for you in the future. I hope that helps. Thank you so much. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you. All right, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Bye.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.